and listeners. Thank you for clicking on another live segment topic with your favorite audio host, Arthur, Miss Teddy Sherry Whitney. If you're new to the channel, welcome 1,000 times. Please make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I know y'all be hitting the like button and subscribing. What's up with the shares? My goal is every time I go live, y'all on there sharing my topics right there. So, yes, you've been invited. Go ahead and hit that share button. You can share it right there on your page or on your social media. You Will Make It TV is still here. Greatest insightful topics, inspirational quotes, and divine messages daily and weekly. Okay. Somebody made the comment yesterday, hey, why is the screen black? Why you don't show your face? I just want to say this as a disclaimer really quick, guys. If you want to see my beautiful, please go to the short section of the inspirational quotes where when I do insightful topics, I don't want you to see my face. I want you to hear the message involved, okay? Hit that like button, show your support. We are celebrating 1.20K subscribers today. Woohoo! I don't have a drum roll like special effects, so I can have the audience clap, but don't worry, guys. My heart is clapping as we speak. Rest in peace to the great Malcolm Jamal Warner. It has been breaking news that we have lost another great. Y'all know we lost two greats this week. Ozzy Osbourne so far, and the very famous Cosby Show actor Malcolm Jamal. Rest in peace, brother. And guess what, guys? He risked his life trying to save his daughter out of a body of water, raging water. That's what reports are saying. But yes, these circumstances are still under investigation at the moment. Today's date marks July 23rd, 2025. So I'm still watching information unfold about it just like you guys. But I can tell you right now, my reaction today, I'm just here to get my reaction and commentary. Nobody has to agree with anything we say. I'm just giving my opinion and reaction to everyday real life topics. Where can we find insightfulness in it? And my first reaction is why? Why, my dear precious CEOs and great people of the world, why are we still going on boating trips? If this is not at least the 20th boating trip accident that we've heard this year, literally. Like, who is continue to go get on these yachts and sailing boats and everything? I know they have money to do what they want to do, but clearly there's setups evolved all around it. And y'all might say, well, how's this a setup? He jumped in the water to get his daughter. I don't know. I just feel like they shouldn't have been out there at all. The black community is very hurt. Households all across the world is very hurt because the Cosby Show was that big of a hit. You guys remember Little Bill? That cartoon also was inspired by Mr. Bill Cosby as well. I hope he's doing okay. And shout out condolences and grievances, sensitivities, hearts, love to the Cosby, not just the Cosby TV family, but the extended families of all of those who played on the show at this time, okay? I was sad. That's why it kind of took me a minute to come do my own reaction about this. Like, I'm still in shock. Like, it said the man wasn't over 56 years old. It wasn't his time to go yet, if you ask me, right? I'm not God or I'm not death either, but I wouldn't go on a boating trip. If I have $1 million tomorrow, I'm not going, because I just keep hearing back-to-back story of CEOs and great artists and great actors losing their lives out there at sea. Or is the sea just raging more than ever these days? You know, I think a lot of these people do check the weather before they go on these boating trips and stuff. And the weather is so unpredictable these days. That's the thing. The ocean has always been unpredictable. Since when does the person know exactly when a tide, a wave, a windstorm is going to come? And that's what's scary to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm a thrill seeker a little bit, but I don't know. It's just certain things I'll never do. Like that one thing where they be jumping out of the airplanes. What's they called? Parachuting? Where they parachuting? Yes. They literally jump out of the airplane, baby girl. Yeah. And they don't know where they going to land. It's just certain things I'd be like, how much thrill do you need? You're not going to be alive to spend your money. You're going to thrill seek too much. You're not going to even be here to see it long. But I really do. We're just as sad probably as that man family for real, because that was our family. The Bill Cosby family, that was some of our family. A lot of people said his character Theo remind them a lot of themselves, being a black man in their own communities, in their own homes, being the life of the party, being the one to cheer mom and dad up, or going to them to get advice about things that's happening outside. Cause y'all know in that show his dad was a doctor. Like, his parents weren't just everyday community people. They actually had like service jobs that helped people, not just in their families, but also outside of their home. And that's what I respected a lot about this show. Same as with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Y'all know what was his name? I can't even think of his name. Dang it. Y'all know, and I know all about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the dad in that show. He was a judge, though. And a lot of these shows were spinoffs. I'm not here to teach y'all anything. We're just reflecting positively, giving him the roses and flowers he does deserve. And he's always had some of our respect. Just not just as an actor. You feel me? That's where I was finna get on to next. Like, what's up with all these upcoming podcasters just suddenly going through unfortunate events because people don't want them speaking up? I didn't even know that he had a podcast that was upcoming right before his death. I wouldn't say it was upcoming. It's already out there. If somebody can help me, please put it in the chat. What was the name of Malcom Jamal's most latest podcast? Because, I've already been on it. We can consider this part one. I might come back with a part two. But his main message, his main motive was to help enlighten people that, you know what I'm saying? We're more than a hood, but I can't remember the name of it. It was called More Than a Hood or something like that. I might have to pick up where my brother left off at. Not saying he was my physical brother, but my brother when it comes to this same war we're fighting today of stigmas, narratives, and images when it comes to black homes, black families, and black people. No, he was absolutely right. We are more than the hood, but I'll get back on that topic in a minute. It's hard to show people that you're more than the hood when everybody's trying to keep you down there in the hood. Well, some of us said, well, maybe I can't escape the hood. You know how they say you can take me out the hood, can't take the hood out of me? That's a very real quote that I actually co-signed for today. Y'all know how I like to break down old quotes and create new quotes, but that one, they were on to something when they said that. You can take some people out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of some people. But Malcom Jamal was one of those that even out of the hood, he did care. And it showed that he cared about the image. Like, you don't have to stay somewhere and carry the burden of what comes from that place if you don't want to. And if he hears me from heaven today, I'm just one person. Like, I want to say that his efforts are not going unseen, unheard. I actually want to study a little bit more of what he was saying. And I don't know what the people behind the scenes be doing, but when y'all take these people out or they suddenly end up missing or fall victim to crimes, it makes us want to do nothing but go look at what they were saying. They be thinking just because they take people out, it's going to erase the message. People still quote Martin Luther King today. It doesn't matter when you took them out. Like, it's just weird to me. Like, they be feeling like because they take their money, get them on drugs, take them out of the industry, that it's over. What I will say is that his mission is probably complete. The part of his mission, he was supposed to walk on this earth and, what he was supposed to give us while he was here. Actually, Morgan, can you Google that for me? I'm trying to see what the name of his podcast was. It's a very, type in Malcom Jamal. You don't want to be this is why I need a moderator. I need a moderator. She's on Roblox right now. She can't help me. Let me get my other device so I can look this up real quick. It take like 5 seconds. I swear. The name of it is More Than a Hood or something like that. Above the Hood. It was just the perfect. That's why I'm finna find what the name of it was. On my part two, we can do more of a breakdown of what, because a lot of people are already looking into it. Like maybe they were like me. They didn't even know the brother had a podcast because it was just getting started. Number one, it's understandable why we didn't know. Or was it that they didn't want many of us to know about it? I do think certain podcast names or something be intimidating to people. Because wait till y'all heard the name of this one. He was just started right before he died. Right before he died. It's like the names of it. You ain't even start talking your topics yet. They just see it says you will make your TV or build a better place. If it say something about building or too much inspiration, boy, I don't know. Like what's happening? This segment is not about me, but I'm reflecting on something real quick, like how um I don't know whether I should call it a vision. This was back in like 2016, 17. I was sweeping my living room floor. I'll never forget. I was sweeping specifically, not vacuuming, not nothing else. I was sweeping, and then it was like I felt a darkness. I don't even know how you can feel darkness, but I felt it. I felt it, and it was like the more that I felt it or was aware of its presence, the more it tried to almost like suffocate me. This was way back in 2016, 2017, I promise. And I was like, okay, because I try to read through visions and stuff I have too, or feelings of intuition like that. And it was like, what I was picking up out of it was that, yep, at some point in the future, the world was going to get darker. No matter what, there's nothing that anybody can do about that. Like, darkness will try to prevail. What do you mean? Um, I'm getting somewhere with this. Like, am I encouraging people just, oh, okay, be okay with that? Darkness is taking over the world. I'm going to explain this one more time as an encouragement too, through these saddened times right now and hearing the news of the loss of this brother. Uh, you know, that's why some people compare Earth as unto like hell. Like some people believe this place is already hell. Hell. It is the place that Satan was kicked out of and bound here. It said he's bound to the earth. He can't go nowhere else. So he uses his title, Prince of the Air, you know. Uh, Notice he can give, when he tempts people with stuff, it's only things of this earth. I've never heard the devil say, well, I got a kingdom for you on another planet, or I can take you to other dimensions. I don't know what he be promising people, but really, all that he really does have in the palm of his hand is the earth, you know? And that's why, to me, he promised people so many things here. Like, I can give you this position, that place, this amount of money. Well, yeah, I mean, he's bound here. But the more people are deceived and don't understand that, that's why I'm going to make sure I speak up about that more. Like, they said the biggest deception the devil ever lied to people and told them was that he wasn't real. And I believe it because any of us could tell people we not real and they going to believe it. I could tell you somebody not real tomorrow. A person just going to believe it. Oh, that person, they ain't real, they fake. Okay, I'm going to run with it. Oh, that person ain't real, I'm going to run with it. So if we'll believe this about people, why don't we believe that about the adversary, the enemy, the devil? I think lately he's been even shocked at my intellect. Like, hey, you can't be telling people the secrets of my identity, but he's willing to get all in our business and expose our identities. It's like, do people really know what the devil's job is here? He got a whole job, and he is every day. I just said this is like crazy because somebody was saying when it comes to some type of stuff they be doing, like they were just like keep our eyes open when we notice people die in threes. It might be a little less coincidental than we expected. Because there was another a great legend that we lost this week, Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. Condolences and grievance and positive energy and prayers to his families and friends and loved ones and fans as well. It's just crazy. I feel like they've been attacking the love, if you will. There's been many sitcoms on TV that people fell in love with or were raised on, but it's something about the Cosby Show. Am I the only one that feel this? There is definitely something about them portraying that black families can be full of love and success and have each other back and stuff like that, because it wouldn't have been on TV as long as it was. It was very needed in the 80s and 90s. Shows like Bill Cosby, The Cosby Show, A Different World. Come on, y'all help me. There's some other shows out there. Just shout out to all the black TV sitcoms that did their best to show a better image of black family, because that's what I really feel like they're attacking. Even Bill Cosby went through something. Raven Simone went through something. Everybody on this show done been through something since they stopped recording. That's what I'm seeing. It's like they couldn't stop its greatness, so they just started attacking the actors. If you ask me, it's really sad. Like, so it made me think about, well, why would somebody want to attack the cast of Bill Cosby of all shows? And then why today? It's crazy. Like, even Bill Cosby was they digging anybody past, boy. Even Bill Cosby had accusers that came out talking about he was treating them unfairly and doing stuff he wasn't supposed to do back in the day. Bill Cosby is well over some of y'all grandparents' age right now, but he's still alive. I feel like God got him here for a reason too. If y'all interview anybody, that's who people need to be interviewing. That man has seen a lot in his lifetime, I'm sure. He also has a lot of knowledge when it comes to acting and the acting business and industry. What do y'all think about that? People like Malcolm Jamal was teenagers when they got that kind of stardom and fame. Here we go about that topic again. Young people being introduced to this life at an early age. His career definitely extended past the Cosby Show, but y'all know that it said he had one daughter all these years. He only had one baby, not Bill Cosby, but Malcolm. I was just checking on. Yeah, he only had one daughter, and then it's stupid. Like, we're supposed to believe that he actually lost his life trying to save this one daughter. I said way back during the pandemic, it became a little more evident that they were like targeting our youth or something. It was the first generation of kids that had ever been expected to just understand a pandemic. Like, yeah, go to school with y'all mask on and all that. Like, to me, the youth has survived things that only we can try to understand and fathom. Like, you know, they survived technology, they survived the food changes, they survived the environments. But yeah, that is a dreamy thought, that it would be a better world if every kid could be raised in the likeness of a better environment, right? That's why I don't like when people get too deep in like everybody's business, because it's like, if you're going to say somebody's business, make sure you talk about what their environment was, okay? What their options were, where their support was, because like, if you're not talking about that, how are you going to talk about somebody's business? And this is not new. Every kid has not been raised in the ideal environment. And it's crazy. Even if you want to kind of like these kids that started on TV, you even try to change their environment, put them on TV, change their income ranks and stuff. It's always like they got to give up something eventually just to keep that status, okay? But then it's like, it makes entrepreneurship look like a joke. Remember, we heard recently that Bill Cosby was trying to actually buy, was it ABC or NBC? It's just too much mess going on with that one step at a time, but I know it all correlates somehow. Bill Cosby was the first one out of all of them was attacked. They hurt my feelings when they was trying to say that man was that was just one of those, when they try to bring accusations, people really fought. They said, I know Bill Cosby didn't do this, and that. One of his main missions, he was always very open and honest about it. That's a man that actually cared about the black community, and, See, the people today, the influences we have is crazy. Back then, it was safe to want to be a father like Bill Cosby, or want to be a big brother like Malcolm, or want to have a little sister like Raven Simone. Today, that's what it is. If you attack the sense of family, and how long has this been going on? Attacking households, attacking households, attacking households. Like, when does it stop? Attacking family, attacking family, attacking family, right? Soon as somebody try to come out and put out a positive image again about family, everybody got a problem, you know? Or, look, it even had to be a comedy show, because you put a serious black family show on there, people probably won't take it serious, you know? What are y'all's opinions? Where do y'all see the future of entertainment going with this type of news we've been seeing lately? Like, will we have a entertainment industry in the future? And I mean in the near future. People can create their own narratives now right there on AI. You don't even need a set anymore. You don't need actors and all this no more. You can create your characters at will. Um, so where do y'all see the future of TV going? Because you lose TV audiences, you lose too many actors, then there's no more need for Roku, Netflix, none of it. So it does make us wonder, like, what will the future of TV entertainment be? I guess this stream won't be too long. I just wanted to come pay my tributes and respects, and give my respects and honors to where it's due, to his great accomplishments in life. It fell out of the trash can, sweetie. Yeah, that's still a one that hurt. It's like I lost a brother hearing about that, man. It's stupid. I hope his daughter's okay. They said he jumped in trying to save his daughter. I'm just saying though, like, back to back stories of boating trip accidents. All I can say as an advice is, y'all please stop going on those sailing trips, those rafting, canoeing trips. It's other ones like real movies. I like to watch those. They true stories of people who went snorkeling and on those islands on vacations and stuff. They went out trying to do aqua activities, and you know the boat leaves them. You see what I'm saying? The boat leaves them, or the airplane plane left them, and they end up stranded out there. One of all of our favorite movies that shed light on accidents like that being real and happening to people was a movie called Castaway, with Tom Hanks. Shout out to Tom Hanks. And you know that movie did a great job shedding light on what trying to survive in a strange island where you've been left and stranded, what that would look like, what it would feel like. You know, you got to eat somehow. The man began to fish. He even used a stick to fish. He had to create his own fishing rod, and it was a miracle, really. And those stories are real. Like, we just hearing more accidents when people go camping and on these boating trips. Like, it makes me so sad. It also makes you grateful when those that say stay at home too much, you need to get out more and explore. I don't feel that way when we seeing people get out and do that, and look what's happening to them. Even on airplane trips. The beginning of 2025 literally started with at least 20 to 30 different airplane incidents, like planes crashing, and people still chasing the thrill. I don't think a thrill is what we should be chasing. The pursuit of happiness is great, but it's like, why do people got to go on the edge and do crazy stuff to be happy? It's so many points to be looked at with this, but that I'm still trying to look this up real quick. Hold on, y'all. Emery, can I see your phone real quick? It was a specific name of his podcast that I got to look up, because that's what makes it even sadder. He had just started a platform where he would be more of a live speaker about real topics or whatever. And yes, he's an actor. It's crazy. They let who they want to start podcasts. It's still evident. It's still evident. Like, people see that. You know, why is it that you can have certain media broadcasts or certain speakers and other ones we trying to shut down? That doesn't make sense. Because all he was, let me look it up. He was shedding light on, the industries. He was just pretty much trying to encourage young people, like, if you're going to start anything, try to do it more independently, because uh he was just kind of speaking like how I be speaking, like, man, the streets don't love nobody. And he's not the first one to say it. Okay, let me find it. um I gotta find the name of this podcast. Yeah, that was the name of it, y'all. Not All Hood. Let's support this brother by continuing to look into. He even got a website. I'm looking at it. It's notallhood.com. NAH. We'd be like, nah, when you spell nah. Like some of us, when we text it, we spell it NAWL, nah, right? You could just put no. But his podcast platform was called Nah, NAH, like nah, like nah, no, the power of no. But the acronyms stand for Not All Hood. Not All Hood takes a provocative look at vastly different lived experiences and identities of blacks in America. So let me go to his platform and look at it a little more for y'all. I just think that's sad. Maybe maybe they were just trying to control him to the end, because what's wrong with him starting a podcast called Not All Hood, and then right after it just started streaming, he ends up losing his life? What are the chances? You see what I'm saying? I feel like his podcast had a powerful name, like You Will Make It TV. Not All Hood. As bad as they would like people to think that we can never be more than hood, it's just not true. Some of the biggest talented people out is, there's somebody who goes out to seek talent. They looking for new models every year, new singers every year, new rappers every year, new bankers every year. A scout is somebody who goes out and looks specifically for talent. Why am I bringing it up? How about y'all interview more scouts on your channel? Start there. And then we'll find out where they have found most of the best talent they ever found in their life. Right there in the hood. They find the best singers, the best, and nothing more exposes that the hood is only some environment. It never meant we don't have skills and talents. You know what I'm saying? There's even projects, organizations and projects that have been put together to help people in the quote unquote hood to advance past the not only hood mentality, hood finances, hood circumstances. What is weird is what they go through too, though. Like, everybody's not loved for trying to turn the streets into heavenly streets. You see what I'm saying? And it's weird. Like, that's why people call some awake versus some sleep. Some just don't see that, right? That to you, it's just your hood and where you were raised, and your environment and your community. But to others, it's a forced environment when you are doing all you can to get out of it, and people keep trying to press a hood narrative on you. I'm just reading a little excerpt from his feature section of his website, notallhood.com. Malcom Jamal Warner has become known in the entertainment business for his seasoned acting talents and his accomplishments in music, directing, and producing. See, that's 4 different talents named right there, attached to that man's name and legacy. As an Emmy-nominated actor and Grammy Award winner, that's 2 accomplishments right there. Not just basic accomplishments either. And where is he from? He had a struggle hood story himself. Nobody just wakes up in the industry one day, so he had his own story. Warner has positioned himself as one of the most accomplished talents in the industry today. The podcast is Malcolm at his most transparent and vulnerable, not Theo. See, it somehow, it just happens. But sometimes when you've been on a TV show so long, people know you more by your character than what you actually have to contribute to life, what you actually stand for, what you actually believe in. You know what I'm saying? Once these actors and once they get out of the whole talent part of it and start talking about what they believe in, somebody doesn't like it. They like, we don't care. We just like you as a comedian. Dave Chappelle went through the same thing. Cat Williams, you name it. It's like everybody cool when they acting and making everybody laugh. They're acting and making everybody laugh and stuff like this. I'm saying out off the stage. This where I feel like people be targeted. Like it's not we you can see when a person is talented. Okay? You can see when they have a lot to offer. But I think what it is when they're not offering it and they try to venture off into their own stances about the world. I don't know. It's like they get attacked. Okay. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I didn't even know he had started a podcast. So right now I'm playing an excerpt real quick, like an example of one of his segments. By the way, it's called Not All Hood, NAH. Let's go and support this what this brother was trying to say right before
right?
his passing.
That's an adaptive challenge.
I'm just playing a little excerpt here,
very
y'all.
quickly and be more punitive, right? Instead of really getting to the root of what's happening. And it's not to say it's wrong, right? Like when we were growing up and, maybe, to put the hip hop lens on or whatever, we were told that some of the things that we were doing was wrong. Right. But it's not wrong, it's our reality. And so let's begin to understand our reality and let's, make sure that we're having conversations where we're seeking understanding instead of judgment. And we have to remind ourselves to do that.
Welcome to Not All Hood. Every school has a culture, but sometimes that culture needs to be changed. This is something Jamila Sams knows all too well. She's an educator and advocate dedicated to empowering students. She is founder and CEO of We Do It for the Culture. She says she leverages hip-hop culture because it's a universal language, and she created a hip-hop social-emotional curriculum that's used in dozens of schools. It's rooted in storytelling for students from the 6th grade to 12th grade. Jamila is bridging a wide gap in the system, transforming young people through music. And she teaches other educators how to close the gap and speak the language of the next generation. Join the conversation.
Jamila Sams, what's good?
That's Malcolm right there, y'all. That's him. I just wanted to play a little excerpt. Show some respect to his work real quick. Not just as an actor, but where he was standing before he passed with his work, okay?
Happiness is a choice.
It is.
Yeah.
Happiness is a choice. Yeah.
Wow. You want to go with for?
You know what? I just want to go with her joy, really. I think we all settle on joy for what's good.
Yes.
And we'll be talking about some of the same things that, that's not what the show is about. But that's why acknowledging joy is good. And like you said,
I actually do hope they keep this platform going. Out of respect for him. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen in on a little bit of what they used to talk about, y'all.
Just the way society is, when you see someone who seems to be happy all the time or positive all the time, why are you always so happy? That's damn positive. And I tell people, like, it's not automatic.
Yeah.
Like, some days you wake up, like, we gotta, like, work a little
Right.
further.
It might have started at 5 a.m. Yeah. You saw me at 9:30, but at 5 a.m. it might have been a different story, which is true.
Yeah, you gotta set intention. You never know if something might throw you off.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that about you because you need joy in your field. That's, if you are working in education these days, you have got to have a certain level of positivity so because the kids are going to pick up on every single thing that you do. I remember once I did an exercise. I can't remember if I told the story before, and it was a memory exercise. I teach journalism. It was recounting facts. And I said to them, all right, I want you to recount everything that's happened from the beginning of class to now. And a lot of the notes said, Professor Kelly wore black as usual. And I didn't realize that. But it was because of how I was feeling. I was like, he told me I had to get some colors that week. I did not realize I was wearing, look, as we mostly wear black here, but it was because of where I was at that time. So yeah, the students will tell you.
You gotta have fun with them.
Yeah.
I never forget, I tell this story when I first started teaching. I was only 21 years old. And I had finally gotten my class just to be quiet for a second. And so it was like, you hear a pin drop. And I'm at the board and I'm doing something. And all I hear from behind me is, Shubba. And I just started dying laughing. And if I say Shaba, you can tell how long ago that was. But it's those moments where it's just like, you know what? We're all human.
That's right.
You all are just, younger humans than I am, and let's just have some fun with this.
Yeah. You have that part.
I wish teachers had more of that attitude, right? Because there always seems this barrier between I'm the teacher, you're the student, and there's this thing in between us that keeps us from actually relating as human beings.
What do you think that thing is, though? Because there is that unspoken.
Yeah,
that is a thing.
Yeah.
It's white supremacy.
She went straight to it.
That is what it is.
Can you unpack that?
Yeah. We're always taught that there is some level of hierarchy in education. Like, this person is always going to be superior to you. And that's not the case. There's so many things that we can humble ourselves to learn from young people if we just allow that space to be created in our classrooms. Like, they teach me more than I ever probably am able to teach them, right? In that moment, it was a reminder to laugh and not take myself so serious, right?
Yeah.
And so, sure, that Eurocentric structure of, hierarchy and this is more important than that unfortunately has, we got to get that stench off of us.
I think,
you mean in terms of a barrier?
Yeah, in terms of the superiority. I'm the parent, so you do what I say, and there's no wiggle room. Like, I know for me, like as a parent, my daughter's 7, and I think the most challenging thing is, again, because I'm an older parent, I'm less interested in raising an obedient child as I am in raising a human being who has her own voice, who is a leader.
Now, didn't I say this the other day, y'all, on a short? I said, just to chime in on what Malcom Jamal was just saying on his podcast, rest in peace, brother. I said, in the days we live in today, I'd rather make sure I'm more confident than I am right. RIGHT. I have to be confident in my own self, in my own opinions, in my own background, before I'm trying to be right. But what I do feel like is we have a war of more people trying to be right. Who's right? Who's wrong? Who's right? Who's wrong? And then they're basing what's right and wrong off of what stipulations again? Because his podcast was called Not All Hood. And I don't like the new stigma that if you quote unquote come from the hood. For example, look at Charleston White. Look at how big his platform has grown. And look at his messages. Look at the messages he tries to extend to the hood. Now, he, of course, has gained many enemies. It's no secret. Or some may say this is just for publicity. But it does seem like, you have to have the credibility behind you before somebody is even willing a little bit to call you right about a matter, a topic, or an experience, right? But I thought Charleston White was a good example. And then you have these other influencers that come out, and we're black too. Some of us are black too. I feel like there's nothing wrong with more voices speaking up from the underground, if you will, or from the actual hood. What do you mean? Clearly anybody can get on stage or jump on an album and say, yep, I know what it's like to be from the hood. I know everything that comes with it. I know that it's hard to survive a place like that emotionally, spiritually, or mentally. I'm actually proud to see it. I wasn't proud to see this new trend of, oh, I'm just going to copy what the next person say. It's a difference. It's going to show when you've been inspired by what somebody said and you apply it to your life. It's called applied knowledge. Even in college, in certain degrees that some of us obtain. You know, like one of my programs says applied knowledge in advanced science or applied knowledge in business administration, right? It's not that you just studied it, it's showing that you applied it. Maybe you had to do an internship somewhere. Maybe you had to take some major state exam just to get your degree. But that's an example of knowledge versus applied knowledge. You don't have to go copy what everybody else doing. You apply the knowledge. Knowledge does something for different for everybody. You put a battery in a Ford F-150, you put a battery in a Chevy Cruze, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to help that car to operate. But, of course, depending on the batteries that you put in the car, whether it's a used battery or old battery, it'll show what was applied by the way that car begins to run, how it sounds when you crank it and everything. It's the same thing with us. Applied knowledge is going to show on that person. Okay? And then that's what I was saying I don't understand. I'd rather be confident in the knowledge I obtain than to be right, because we all will forever have a right to our own opinions. But I'd rather be confident than right, okay? I just wanted to, because I probably got to give my baby back her device real quick. But I did want to play an excerpt so those who didn't know are aware now. This is another way you can support this brother. Last night I was up personally watching reruns of Bill Cosby out of respect. I mean, if you need a good laugh, what better show to go click on? We know it was a family show, but it was a comedial thing, okay? And why is it that it was only, like, why did it have to be brought in a comedial way? Just kind of like Good Times, right? Good Times was an older show than Bill Cosby was. And slowly, I'm sure today they do have their own versions of black family shows, but I was just asking, why do they have to come in the form of comedy just for people to receive it? You know, dad has to be funny, mom has to be funny. Think about the cartoon sitcom called The Proud Family. They were also black, right? And it's like, Oscar, who was Oscar played by? Y'all help me out. I know Kyla Pratt is on this show. She plays Penny Proud. But they have a lot of, you know, main star black actors on this show too. And it's an animation show. Okay? Oh, that was just my question. I left off with, like, in my house every day, I noticed that too. Black families are very funny. Like, we're just naturally comedial people. Even if I wasn't being streamed every day, it's so funny what naturally happens in our lives every day, right? I might make a funny joke. My daughter laughs, and we teach a life lesson out of that joke. I do feel like, yes, different cultures have a way not only of teaching their people, but and guiding their people, but the reception, you know, the reception of our people to one another is a whole nother thing to look at too. Do y'all feel like Malcolm Jamal had enemies? Because I heard on somebody else's podcast, they say, well, if we regular people out here and we have enemies just trying to do the little bitty work we do, you know he had them. I think his age was 54 to be exact. I know he wasn't over 56 though. So it's just another law, a very big loss. Somebody who actually invested not just into the Bill Cosby show, but into the positive image of the black family. We are going to miss you, brother. That is a very sad loss for the black community right now. Once again, guys, I'm just now coming to give my reaction about it because the pain and hurt was very real. Like, It's crazy how I carry mine too. I can be hurt about 20 different things at the same time, but my heart is real in every space. You know, um, it was unexpected too. Like, come on, man. And I'm sad that I did not know. Y'all know how I kind of came in here and busted into the podcasting industry a little bit myself, testing my gift and talents as a speaker, as a internet personality speaker for now. But I do want to take my. He encourages me to do that. That's what I'm saying. When these lives are lost, I don't know if they think that's supposed to scare us away from our callings and stuff, but it doesn't. If anything, it makes you more passionate, or you say, well, let me pick up where this brother left off, because I think that Not All Hood was actually onto something with saying, hey, we need to get active. This was not Black Lives Matter. No, it was just a podcast where they talk about not all hood. Not every black person is all hood. I was like, woo, somebody finally said it. We just said you can't take the hood out of us when you take us out the hood. We never said we were all hood. And for too long, the stigma has been, oh, this person's trying to play white. They're trying to go sit with the white people so they can have a better life. Well, what do y'all really want from us then? You know, because when we stay stuck in the hood, we still have an image that's imprinted on us there. I would never mock anybody who goes a different direction, whether it's with the Asians or another culture, when it's about building something greater for the greater good of mankind. Okay? Thank you. But that's my main point. I was saying I agree with bro and his mission. Uh, Nobody thinks that's crazy. That podcast hadn't been out longer than 2 weeks and this man lost his life. And of course he could have probably picked up on something like that a long time ago. But what I'm feeling in my spirit about where he was going with that is he was actually trying to start answering his calling. People know that these people, after they've been on TV and won Grammys and awards and top 10 albums and Billboard awards, that you have now become what they call a big influence. They hate to see that. It's like what they do. Remember, I was just talking about the scouting. It's like what they do. They know it be influences in the hood, whether it be positive or negative. But the hood, that's just one thing about it. There's always been influences there. Whether it's your local coach, your local community leader, the teachers at school, there is always, you can't miss it, a type of positive influence. I don't care what hood you go to. It's like, is that what we're seeing? They're going to the hood saying, well, we're going to see who the influence is on the west side, the south side, the north side. Then we're going to study them. Who is this person? Why is this person an influence here in the hood? Why is this person not being affected by the hood like the others? It's crazy. Like we're lab rat experiments or something. Nobody wants to believe that some people are born influencers long before social media. Because look at Malcom Jamal's influence on the Cosby Show. Many young men already came out and said, older men too, who said this show definitely helped me as far as shaping who I am, my mentality, and how I see myself as a black man and my family. Many black men feel like they have felt the weight of their whole families on their shoulders, whether it led them to a negative path or a positive path. That's why you will hear him say, oh, I had to sell drugs to feed my kids, or I had to do this to pay my mom's rent when I was in the hood. Change the circumstances in the hood, and then you don't have to worry about any influences at all, because everybody would be living a equal life, you know. Scouts are not just in the NBA and NFL. Scouts are out here today, I guarantee you. But I'm saying, are they scouting influence? And then what are you scouting it for? Are you trying to bring the influence, you know, to the bigger industry? Influence is not something that you pay for. Clearly, you can pay for clout. Clout and influence are two different things. Y'all put y'all opinions in the chat tonight. Clout is something you can probably chase and obtain with a few dollar bills. Influence, that's something that's rooted in the pit of your belly. You can't even help it. You step outside and everything you do, they want to do. It rubs off on people. Influencer. And I was just saying, this is what influence was to us before all of this social media and internet culture. Influence was a show like Sister Sister, two twin sisters who were separated at birth, who ended up finding each other again and making the best of what they had with knowing each other after not knowing each other for how many years. Y'all remember, shout out to Tia and Tamara on tonight, because I want to give reverence to every black family show that helped shape, our image, not just the Cosby Show, okay? For some of us young ladies, maybe it was Tia and Tamara. And it wasn't because we had a twin. It was because we know sisterhood all too well, especially coming from the hood. Why y'all think I think real sisterhoods is those sisters that was raised in the hood, survived in the hood, tried to keep their relationships as bonded as possible in the hood. Don't get me started. Maybe I'll do a separate segment on Tia and Tamara and their sitcom, okay? We love these people. I'm telling you, they influenced us. That was the magical word of this topic, influence. Malcom Jamal was a powerful influence on the black community. I mean, even parents, older parents would watch Bill Cosby back then, right? And they were studying how the image, how he chose to teach his kids. They never hid on that show that we don't have issues with our kids just because we became a doctor. We became a lawyer. Oh my God, I miss you, Bill Cosby. I just miss everything about it because back then it was okay to show that. It was okay to show that type of influence. Even on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Uncle Phil was a whole judge. You got to pay attention. Just because, and we know that the parents did or fought to do better in their life for the kids on the show. Why else do you become a judge, a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher? Some of these main civil servants that service people every day in this way have children themselves. And the first thing that people's minds go to is, well, that's a Arthur. I wouldn't think that she has any influence on her family. Maybe she doesn't. That's the thing about influence. You don't get to choose who you influence. You might have a certain target audience. You might have a certain target hood. You might have a certain target community, state, wherever you're at. Somebody who influences people a certain way in India probably won't have that same influence over here. I want to use another example. That guy, Michael Blackson, he's a comedian, right? Or Akon. I'm talking about now influences that did bring positive black image influence right here to America from their own country. They were black too. They just were from another country. It's still like, why do we have to come in just to talk about real topics? Just so people don't get too sensitive, we got to say it like in a comedy way. It has to be a comedy show. Even Sister Sister was a comedy show. Remember Steve Harvey? Steve Harvey is an important one to us. Not only did it show family, a positive black image for family, and that we have positive influences in the black families. Steve Harvey was more in a school setting, a high school setting of all settings. Shout out to the producers and the writers, everybody who contributed to the Steve Harvey show as well. We love you, Steve Harvey. Because I'm going to give credit where it's due. Thank you for showing a show today, Steve Harvey, in the hood, though. In the hood. And even on his show, they weren't trying to make it like, we don't have problems in the hood at our schools. That's what was great about it. But no matter what problem we face or would arise because our kids are going through things at home or in their communities, they did have these positive influences at school that they could come and talk to. That's what that show was all about. And I'm just asking why we don't have shows like that no more. If the devil is not after influence, people think this is about social media creators. People think this is about I just want to look at the main picture here. To me, it seems like they are after the influence. They are literally targeting the real influencers. Those where they came to their city, they came to their hood, They came to their homes and it showed this person, her, is an influence in their home. Everything she do, they do. Everything she say, they say. Everything she's repeated, everything that even hurts her, they feel. That's a real influencer. You don't need the internet to ever have did that, but you can tell I'm not going to put it all on the new generation. It's understandable why they see it that way. But, sweetie, if you were here before internet culture, you knew influence was real. I mean, the real gift and spirit of influence and God placing it on your life. You can't help that. Malcolm was a natural. It's like they picked the right actor to play the big brother, to play Theo on this show. Ain't nobody ever gonna tell you different. And nobody can ever take his spot. Like if they start a rerun, a recasting show right now, nobody will ever do that like Theo did. Maybe they're saying, pay attention. Pay attention. He was on a family show. Look at how people treat family today. Some of the same ones that was raised watching this very sitcom are the ones posting pictures right now saying this is such a tragedy to the black community. But how are we treating the Theos right in our very homes? The Theos right in our very communities. The Theos right in our very hoods. Because every hood has one. Even the movie ATL showed us that, you know? It was just a question of like those real lights of influence, beacons of light like that. How are we treating them? Like it seems to irritate people now. You know, it's like if they can't get something out of your influential power, they don't feel like you should be influenced. You should be an influence anymore. I was just trying to remind people, influence is not something you went and bought from Target, from the HEB store, from Walgreens. You can't go take a prescription of influence. That's something you got to be born with. And how I was taught when I was younger, people did try to get me to see about myself a long time ago. Like, you know, don't be a follower. It came out straight like this. Don't be a follower. You're a leader. But see, when you're young, you hear their words, but you don't really feel what they're saying yet. You know, with me, I didn't. They was just like, I think you will be all right if I could give you any advice in your life, starting right now at the age of 12. Tedda Sherry, you are not a follower. You're a leader. You see, I didn't really understand what that meant. Maybe back then you thought, well, if I'm a leader, I ain't gonna have no friends. Nobody's gonna like me, you know, because you really did feel that. It's like some men it felt right. I just didn't understand what they were saying. Be that one in your friend group that's doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Be that one in your neighborhood that's doing the right thing. The best you can. For the real Theos of the world, they're fighting every day just to stay out of jail. Because if they're even profiled wrong, y'all know some men being arrested just for looking like a man that did something. Some men being arrested just for sounding like somebody that did something. Well, that's the thing about influence and why it's important to me, too, to know who you are. And that's all his new podcast, Not All Hood, was going to be teaching us. That one little section I played, they were talking about influence in schools with the educators, the relationships between the educators and the students. And I always felt that way too. Like, why I gotta they'll try to teach you that way. Like, you're the boss. Don't let them run over you. Like, no, like you trying to erase the relationship part. Just like I said on the short the other day, stop telling people it's just an old myth. You're trying to bring old quotes into a new era. You can't say watch your kids on the internet and then say don't be your kids' friends. How else are you going to go through their phone and see what they're doing? You got to be their friend a little bit. See what's going on social media. I do get that quote where it's saying don't let your friendship with your kids overpower your parenting. I get it on that level. Okay, let me try to get it out in the right words. Like, when the relationships between the educators and the students change in any way, let's say, for example, can our kids go to school and trust the educators when they're having an issue at home, when they're struggling with something mentally, when they're struggling with something emotionally? Are those avenues there today, or is it just this vibe and this environment of I'm the adult, you're going to do what I say, and if you don't, here's an infraction and I'm going to call your mother? Like, I was just saying, the students have to be able to trust the educators. I agree with the topic they were talking about on Not All Hood. Me personally, I'm gonna go back and replay it and listen to it. I don't just listen to the people on YouTube. Like I said personally, I didn't even know he had just was in the beginning stage of launching a new podcast. Like the name of it alone had me sold. Not All Hood. But apparently, there was a certain group of people or groups of people who felt like, no, it kind of takes money out of our pocket for people to be out here promoting that it's okay not to be hood. And that's very, very sad to think about. No, she's messing up the image. We told everybody that young black single mothers are nothing, and that they failed in life, and that they can't overcome their barriers. So we can't let her get too far. It takes money out of an image that they have already sold many people. This week at You Will Make It TV, we have been preaching nothing but confidence topics, because that's what God led me to do. And because it makes you begin to wonder, like, is it our confidence they're fighting? Is it our influence? Some of these people don't even have money. They don't have a big following. They don't have GoFundMe's and stuff. I want to be the example. So we don't ask for a donation at all. All we can do is promote and advertise what we do, but it shows that people are not with it. They don't want people promoting a very real image that some of us are more than a hood. We're not all hood, but it shows it shows why they want people born raised there. It's easier to shape their minds afterwards. It's easier for them to relate now to and it's all backwards, because like he was saying when he came out and spoke on an interview recently, a lot of these rappers, that what they be talking about, they don't even be in that life no more. They're talking about what it took for them to get to where they are. Okay? So people be having a misunderstanding, like, oh, well, I want to be, shout out to Kodak Black. I think I just heard he got arrested again, but I'm using him for an example. Somebody might say, well, I want to be just like Kodak Black. They're not trying to be like the young man on the Cosby Show in 2025. They're trying to be like NBA Youngboy or somebody like that. Though they see these people going in and out of jail, come on, man, rap beef, that's what sells for them. I thought that was okay. Do what you do. It's not okay when you say, well, we're going to promote this image and we're going to slow down the other black people that are trying to promote image of positivity. I don't like it. And he suddenly died. That's crazy. Y'all make sure y'all go check out his podcast. Not All Hood is the name of it. I just wanted to play a little bit of it out of respect or whatever, but I'll be back here soon with more reactions, commentary, and opinions about real life topics across the globe that affect us all, directly or indirectly. But I ain't gonna lie, I shied away. Really his story encourages me, it re-inspires me to come back to those very vital topics about black communities. It was almost like my very own community started trying to push my voice out of it, like I'm not black. Because maybe your opinion was that different. It's not always positive. No, the I would say the topics are, but where getting to the root of certain issues is not. It might not be looked at as positive to people when the whole time you just had a mission, kind of like Malcom Jamal, to shed light on other things that black people have the abilities to do. Yeah, we see them in the NFL. Yeah, we see them in the NBA. Yeah, we see them when they're rapping and stuff, right? Some of them are fashion, they're artists and they do all kind of things. And we wanted to continue to teach our children that the sky's the limit. But what do they see when you're taking down the positive influencers they do have? You're attacking them every which way. And what better way to lose your life than fighting for your own daughters? Because that's how they say he lost his life. Me personally, I'm not going on any boating trips. Just in the year of 2025 alone, man. And why is it always like CEOs and big people? They just suddenly disappearing. My spiritual senses do tell me the same thing on a conscious level. Like, I don't know if this is like more insurance crap going on, or like, do these people really be gone? For example, when Kobe Bryant first died, you had the conscious community coming out then too, and a lot of people felt like that was staged. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if 5 years from now, a lot of the people we thought were gone just resurface. And I'm gonna be one of those that's not shocked, cause like, I'm gonna be like, the story they even put out about how you died was so quick or inconsistent. Just like with Tupac, Elvis, Pimp C, a lot of these people still don't believe how you're telling us that they supposedly lost their life. And why is it the same narrative? It's a drug overdose. It's some boating trip. It's an airplane ride. When you get to that level of influence, you have no choice but to let all these other influences in your life because you have all this money. It's crazy. Now that you get to that level of influence, you got all these other influences. The pilot, your security, your bodyguard, kind of like with Elvis Presley's story. And now these people are close to you. It's like, it's crazy, man. It's really crazy. Then we're just supposed to believe whatever narrative people told us. Well, this how this person died. Right after they were powerfully influencing people? It's crazy, man. I'll be back with a few more topics tonight. I ain't gonna stay on this one too long. How about that? Because I'm just in a talking mood. I'm feeling a vibe to give reactions and commentary on different topics tonight. So I'll be back. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share any of our insightful topics in 2025. We appreciate your support. I'm your favorite audio host, Arthur Tedasheri Whitney, and we'll be back soon. R.I.P. Malcolm. We love you.